the Shadow Energy Security and Net Zero Secretary. Where are you and why have you got a high vis on?
We're at the Tees Port, Kay, and we're talking today about Labour's plan for the biggest investment in our ports that we've seen since privatisation 40 years ago. Why am I talking about this? Because it's absolutely crucial to creating the renewable jobs of the future. If we want to manufacture the wind turbines here, hundreds of thousands of jobs potentially from that, we need to invest in our ports so our ports can actually ship out to sea those enormous turbines, some double the size of Big Ben. And it's all part of Labour's plan to lower energy bills, create good jobs, ensure energy independence for our country and tackle the climate crisis.
The Labour Deputy Leader, Angela Rayner, being investigated by the police over multiple allegations relating to the sale of a property. You were in the middle of a firestorm over property back in 2015 when it was discovered that you had two kitchens. What advice would you be giving her right now?
I don't need to give Angela advice. She is a brilliant deputy leader of our party. She's got incredibly exciting plans to create rights for working people. And honestly, Kay, I think people at home thinking about the cost of living crisis they're facing, thinking about jobs they want for their kids, I think they will be slightly bemused by the Conservative Party having spent the last 8 weeks talking about nothing else but what Angela Rayner's living arrangements were more than a decade ago. I think it's pretty desperate, to be honest.
Once the information was found out about your kitchens, you were open and honest about it. Don't you think that Angela Rayner should be completely open and honest about her situation?
I think she has been very clear. She is absolutely confident, we are absolutely confident that she has done nothing wrong. She has complied with the rules. She is very happy that she can explain all that to the police now that they're doing this investigation. I don't know what else Angela Rayner is supposed to be doing. I think it's sad that the Conservative Party have nothing to say about their record, nothing to say about the future of this country, and they want to spend kind of every day of what's supposed to be a local election campaign about the voters' priorities talking about Angela Rayner's living arrangements.
Yeah, what she could do to prevent all of this hassle, as you say, it's been going on for weeks, is publish the advice she was given.
But that is sort of private information concerning private individuals who are not public figures. I don't think she should have to do that. Kay, we've never done that before. The people in the Conservative Party calling for that are not publishing all of the details of their arrangements from a decade ago. Honestly, I sort of think this is all extremely unfair to Angela Rayner, actually. She is, as I say, a brilliant deputy leader, and I look forward, if there's a Labour government, to her being a brilliant deputy prime minister.
If she was economical with the actuality, and she is the deputy leader of your party, potentially the next deputy prime minister, she's not a private figure, she's a public figure. And to get over this hurdle, she could publish the information that she has been given by experts, and then the matter would be cleared up.
I've explained. First of all, she hasn't been economical with the actuality, as you put it,
No,
Kay.
no, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Angela...
I said perhaps she's been economical with the actuality. That is the allegation against her. She can clarify that she hasn't been by publishing the documents.
I've explained to you, Kay, why she's not going to do that. She has taken further advice about this. She believes she has fully complied with the rules. I believe she has fully complied with the rules. This is about the Conservative Party trying to make the whole local election campaign, the whole of politics, about Angela Rayner's living arrangements from a decade ago. Personally, I think there's bigger things in the country to talk about.
Yeah, but in which case, just publish the information that she's been given. How do you know that she's been fully compliant with the rules?
Because I 100% trust Angela Rayner as a woman of her word. This is somebody, Kay, who pulled herself up by her bootstraps. She has an incredible story of how she came to be in politics. You know, she didn't spend her life in politics. She came into politics. She was helped by the last Labour government. She has got a massive agenda for the country. And you know, I sort of think this is kind of outrageous, really. I think, you know, I think she's dealt with this, and honestly, I think there are bigger issues.
Well, there aren't, are there, as far as the Labour Party is concerned, until you clarify this. You know, my hat off to her. She did pull herself up by her bootstraps. She had her child when she was still a teenager. She's now a grandmother. She's a very good orator. I give you all of that. However, the allegation against her is that she allegedly falsified information for the electoral register and benefit, if I may finish, and that could impact on council tax and also impact allegedly on any capital gains tax that she made in a property. If I could just finish my question, please, Mr. Miliband, thank you. So she can, and now there's a police investigation taking up a dozen police officers' time in Greater Manchester. Publish the legal advice you were given, and on we all move.
Kay, you and I have known each other a long time.
We have.
I've answered your questions. I've answered your questions about Angela and why she's not publishing the legal advice. We're talking about a massive issue today, which is how we're going to invest in the future of this country to create jobs, to lower energy bills. I think I've answered your questions on Angela.
OK, see, I was having this conversation with Grant Shapps in the last hour about one of their MPs that has allegedly carried out, in his words, a misdemeanour. It goes to the greater point about the public and their perception is reality, of British politicians at the moment. How are you going to get people to go out and vote for you guys come the election, whenever it is, when this sort of stuff comes up all the time?
But what do you mean, this sort of stuff? I mean, we're talking about lots of different things here. I'll tell you this, Kay. I actually think most people on all sides of politics are in it for the right reasons, trying to do the right thing. I actually disagree with lots of the things the Conservatives stand for, right? But I actually think that most people in the Conservative Party are trying to do what they believe, and they're in it for the right reasons. I think what the country wants us to do is talk about the fact that we have public services on their knees. We've had flat living standards for the last 15 years. We've got the highest tax burden in history and massive energy bills. And what are we going to do about this? And we've got plans to, and that's what our election campaign should be about. Now, the Conservative Party and their friend Michael Ashcroft has chosen to make Angela Rayner, and as I have said a number of times, her living arrangements from a decade ago, the only issue they want to talk about. I think it's not for me to tell you what you should ask about, but I do think I would make this observation that I think the public at home will think there are far bigger issues for our country than Angela's living arrangements in the past.
Yeah, it's about trust, though, isn't it, Mr. Miliband? That's what it comes down to, whether we can trust our politicians.
Well, there's a police investigation going on, Kay, and Angela has said very clearly that if a criminal offence has been committed, she'll step down. She is very confident she's complied with the rules. You know, let's let that police investigation take its course, and then let's talk about the big issues our country faces.
You're going to get on that big ship later on?
Yeah, I'm going out to sea with Keir and Rachel. We've done it before and we didn't get seasick. One of the reporters, who should remain nameless, did get seasick. Keir was talked to me on Tuesday and was relishing the opportunity to go out and see and what's happening here at this port and how we can invest in our ports so we can get those good jobs of the future.
Have you thought this through? Because obviously the headline's going to be all at sea.
I'm sort of used to headlines, okay? I'm too kind of old and ugly to worry about those sort of things. It's about the substance and what we want to do for the country.
It's good to see you as always. Thanks very much indeed for joining us.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers. Cheers.